Hello and welcome back everyone. Andy Bryan here again from The Soul Pathway. And today within this video I wanted to speak with you about the impact that the world is having with regards to a male-dominated society. We all know that the world has been ruled by men for many years, and that can have a massive negative impact on ourselves and our lives, especially when it comes to you as women. But many people don't think about the impact that a male-dominated society that is having on men as a whole instead as well, because there are negative impacts and implications with regards to women and how it's affected you and your lives, but also there are a huge amount of impacts with regards to how it's affected us as men as well. To start this video, I wanted to share with you a video I came across by Peterson, where he shared his views and perspectives. So let me share them with you, share that video with you here first, before I then share with you my perspectives with regards to how it's affecting each and every one of us, and also what we can do about that. So let me share that video with you here now.
In what sense is our society male-dominated?
The fact that the vast majority of wealth is owned by men, the vast majority of capital is owned by men. Women do more unpaid labour.
A very tiny proportion of men, and a huge proportion of people who are seriously disaffected are men. Most people in prison are men. Most people who are on the street are men. Most victims of violent crime are men. Most people who commit suicide are men. Most people who die in wars are men. People who do worse in school are men. It's like, where's the dominance here precisely? What you're doing is you're taking a tiny substrata of hyper-successful men and using that to represent the entire structure of Western society. There's nothing about that that's vaguely appropriate.
When I first saw that video, I really came to realise the true impact that a male-dominating society has on us as men. I personally feel that we as men are not actually being heard or listened to. Toxic masculinity is spoken about all over the place, and yes, that is an important issue that needs to be addressed. But personally, I believe this is silencing men, causing them to go into deep depression and feel lost and alone in society. Yes, in many ways our society is dominated by men, and we have leaders and politicians who are predominantly men who come from a place of toxic masculinity where they throw their power and weight around. We all know that that's not good for our society, but from a general consensus, I believe us as men are very good people that want to love, care and support women as a whole. And nowadays we are just being told to shut up, sit down, which only drowns our own voice out. I believe as women, you have a beautiful support network of people around you, and that support network can lift you up when you're feeling down and really help you get through those difficult and challenging times. Us as men, what do we have? The men in society are taught to be warriors, hold that strength and courage externally. And yes, so many of us do that, but we neglect our own inner voice and our own inner emotions. We don't have that support network like you as women. So that leads to suicide, depression. It leads to us feeling very lost and alone and not knowing who we can turn to in order to gain that support, because it can be frowned upon and looked as though we as men are weak and not strong. But I believe, vulnerability is the greatest strength, like I've spoken to you about many times before. But a male-dominated society can have a huge detrimental effect on each and every one of us. And I wanted to speak with you briefly about, toxic masculinity and the impact that it's having on each and every one of us as well. Because toxic masculinity doesn't only affect us as men, it also affects you as women. Because over the past, let's say, 20, 30 years, maybe even 40 years, society has been dominated by this masculine energy, and this is very much present in men and women. So women have been very much standing up for themselves and standing in that place of power. And what is that doing? That's bringing out that masculine energy in such a huge way that what we're doing now is repressing men. Yes, in many ways, as I've already said, that men have been very dominant in society and have suppressed women for many, many years. But does that mean that in order to reach equality and have equality in this world, that we now need to oppress men? I certainly don't think it is at all. And I think that with regards to the feminist movements, and to a large degree, when they're very much speaking out in a strong way and oppressing men, this is having a massive detrimental effect on society as a whole. What I would love to do is see you as women be loved and appreciated for who you are. And what I'd love to see as well is us as men being loved and appreciated for who we are as well. I've spoken to many women over the past, couple of years, more importantly, with regards to this issue. And a lot of women actually would like a strong man. They want men to be strong. But they also like them to show the rawness of their emotions as well. We want to be rugged. We want to share who we are. That power and strength can come out of us. But don't suppress us even further. Allow us to have our voice in a way that is healthy, but not suppress us further. And I wanted to share another sort of message from Benedict Cumberbatch, because he shared something recently, or there was a news clipping from what Benedict Cumberbatch had said. So let me share that with you here as well. Men have to shut up and listen. Benedict Cumberbatch on toxic masculinity and championing women. I agree that we should champion women. I want to raise you in a beautiful way, in a place of love. I want women to be loved and seen. I want women to be seen in many ways as those caregivers in society who give that unconditional love, care and support to us as men. And I want us as men to rise up to give you that strength and courage to be who you are. When it comes to awakening to who you are and connecting with your soul as an individual, it means embracing each and every aspect of who you are. And if you as women, or you as a woman, is very much connected with your masculine energy, allow yourself to embrace that. But also allow yourself to embrace your own inner femininity in your own unique way as well. But with regards to us as men, I would love for you to see us as men as those people that can stand in that place of courage and strength to support you, be that pillar, but also so that we can share our vulnerability, share those weaknesses, so that we can be loved, cared and supported as well. It's not good enough for us to be, shut down and have our emotions locked away further. That is definitely not going to allow us to grow as a society. I think we need to honour each and every one of us, and that's how we come together as one, and that's how we rise and rebirth this new and beautiful world. Toxic masculinity is where we act out in a negative way, where we can be abusive, overpowering, oppressive. That is not healthy in any way, shape or form. If we as men are doing that, call us out on it. It's really important that you do so. And it's important that us as men do the same. But at the same time, allow us to have that courage and strength to speak and share with our own voice. And also allow us to share that vulnerability as well. So these are my thoughts and concerns with regards to what it means to live in a male-dominated society whilst addressing those concerns with regards to toxic masculinity. We need to look at all of us, all of it, and rise together. Take care, everyone. Much love to you all. If you want any support on your spiritual journey and soul pathway, please be sure to reach out to me. You can check out my website and find a link to that below this video. And I look forward to connecting with you again soon. With that, I will say bye for now.
Awaken your soul pathway and shift from self to soul. Download our free app on the Google Play Store, where you can disconnect from your mind in order to reconnect with your soul as you awaken to your spiritual journey and connect with your soul from within. Learn from one of our many courses available on Udemy. We have our Archetypes for Life program, where you can connect with your inner world in order to transform your outer world. We also have your Awaken Your Inner Warrior course, where you can learn how to balance your masculine and feminine within. You can even take the journey of divine love to embrace your soulmate or twin flame. Or you can honour and heal your shadow as you shift it from darkness to light. Gain deeper insights from spirit as you connect with your soul and awaken your soul pathway with our Soul Pathway Oracle cards. Visit www.thesoulpathway.com for more information.